Cute. Good morning, and welcome to the most dangerous show of the week.
Hi, welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition.
Well, it's supposed to be nice out. We'll see. I might keep this on, but I am wearing this because it is to advertise the yarn. Like, I made this longer, and it's still not long enough, but it's to advertise the yarn we're putting on sale this week. So, this is my Soldotna. It's by Caitlin Hunter. Oh, I'm like jumping ahead of ourselves. Okay,
I know.
I'll give you stats on that in a second. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. And chilly, though not as chilly as yesterday morning, and going to warm up more than yesterday, I believe, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Did you see Janelle's? Shout out to Janelle. Did you see her comment? She said she's been loving our weather updates because she's thinking about moving here in a few years, and so it gives her an idea of like what the weather is like where she's hoping to move. So happy to provide. I want to say it's going to get to the mid-70s today.
So I saw 80.
Wow. Okay, I was looking at weather from up where I've got it just disappeared, but I have like 78, 79. But yes, so high 70s, low 80s today. Kind of crazy. I was like, maybe it was still looking from where I was, which was at higher elevation up the mountain. But, so there's your weather forecast. Now, this is not necessarily normal for April. I don't know. Life has been weird lately. So
it can be, because next week is going to be all in the mid to low 60s. And we generally get a nice, decent frost before Mother's Day.
I think our chances for snow are over, though.
I'm not calling it yet. I mean,
because it's not May yet.
Well,
oh my gosh!
What was it? Friday night, knit night, where we were discussing. There was lots of snow in May, up on the Parkway. Like, so.
Okay.
The chances for snow.
Higher
there's
elevation,
still,
yeah.
Still a chance. Still a chance. We live in the mountains. It's still a chance.
Yeah. Well, I got in late today. Shocker. So we're gonna probably try to be a little brief about this. I'm dealing with my own stress at the moment. Life, yay. So again, this is the Soldotna. It's supposed to be like this short. Like, it's written as a cropped sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and it is the first short sleeve sweater I ever made. And she wrote it for a merino, and I'm thinking, it's short sleeve. I want to make it out of a cotton or something like not heavy. Not that merino's heavy. And a DK or sport weight merino could be just lovely. So I made this out of what at the time was a fairly new yarn to the shop, Amano Sami, which is 100% cotton with a really loose spin. And it's a light DK. It's super lovely and it's super soft. And I made this, probably 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was pre-pandemic or just.
It was pre-pandemic. I might have finished it during early days of the pandemic. I will have to go back and look. So it, like, some people say cotton stretches. I feel like, and I've probably gone down and up and, like, size-wise have shifted over the years. It's been hanging on a hanger on display. And I feel like it still fits and still looks decent.
And it doesn't look like it's been hanging on a hanger.
Yeah, it does. That's true, which is super nice. It doesn't necessarily have the pokey like shape of being on a hanger. It was on here. I can.
It's a padded bar. Oh no, it wasn't a padded bar. Oh,
but so it hasn't been on a hanger with pointy ends on it, which might have left like indentation marks or anything. It's been on something like this for quite a while. And these kind of poke through some of the stitches, but it has a rounded edge, so like leaving it on a traditional hanger might have left bumps, right? But I feel like it hasn't really sagged or pulled out that much. Again, I have no idea what size or shape I am relative to when I made this, but I can still put it on. And the drape is so nice that actually you can see some of like my
only when you do that.
I think it has a nice look. I mean, we're our own worst critics, right? I have a whole entire video on that. So when I look at it, I see, but it looks nice, right? So, one of the things I liked about Sami when I chose it for this is it comes in 50-gram skeins. So for some of the color work up here, I might have only needed one skein. It depends on your size. We used to have kits for this, but made out of Sami for this top, but our inventory is so wonky. Like, that was when we would not pull the kits and still have it in inventory and only pull it when someone needed it, because it was early pandemic days. And so no one was coming into the shop. So we don't do that anymore, because then our inventory gets completely wonky, as some of you have experienced when you try to buy things. Like, there's various reasons the inventory will be off.
Yes.
We try almost daily to make sure inventory is right, but there's so much yarn in this shop. So we don't have the kits anymore, but we can pull one together if you need. And we can look at the amounts of the Soldotna. Like, if you look at even just the Ravelry listing before you buy the sweater, you can see how many yards of each color you need. But while we go through this, we'll show you what colors I used in mine. I made it longer. At the time, I thought I was making it super long, and now I feel like it would have been more comfortable. It was a little longer. But I think, like, the color work shows up beautifully, and the shape, it's held its shape well over time, even though it's cotton without anything else to help it out. And it's soft. Not all cotton ends up feeling soft. So it's kind of amazing. And so inventory is, like, different colors have different amounts of inventory on this, but we're just throwing it out there that today through next Tuesday, through the next time we film, and next Tuesday is going to be like the 25th. April 25th. This yarn will be 15% off with the code Product of the Week, the phrase with spaces between the words. If you put that code in at checkout with the online shop, or call us or come in and remind us at checkout that you're getting it because it's the Product of the Week. Just got to get those disclaimers out.
I am going to put this disclaimer out. I have not discussed it with you, but I'm going to put this disclaimer out.
What?
We're not going to do pre-orders on this.
No,
right? Because we're getting real close to the crawl.
Really close to the crawl. Sometimes with Product of the Week, if we don't have enough, we'll take a pre-order at the sale price. Cash flow is all going towards the crawl right now, and we don't know how many of these. I haven't looked lately on Amano's site. Amano is this awesome company that is located. Everything happens in Peru, and it's really cool. They often will shift their color bases and discontinue colors and bring new colors in. And like other yarns like the Aini that we have, they have completely redone the color palette. So there are a lot of colors we can't get back in. And I don't know what of this we can get back in and what we can't. So there are a couple colors here that we only have like 2 skeins of in stock as far as I know. And others that we have a little bit more. But we don't know what we'll be able to get back in. So what we have is what we have for this week. You know, I think that is totally fine. Yarn Crawl is May 9th through 13th, just to keep it on everyone's radars if you're local enough to come. But all of our energy is going to that and local yarn store day right now. And it's like, whoa. So, yeah. Liz is trying to keep me calm, and there's many reasons I'm not calm right now. So she's trying.
It's a struggle.
She's really trying.
The struggle is
real. She's trying to rein things in for me, and I appreciate that. She's threatened to surprise hug me sometime this week or multiple times this week, or I don't know, and that's got me on edge too. So anyway, let's can you read?
And really that's all that counts. So
can you read some stats?
I can read some stats. Sami is 100% Peruvian Pima organic cotton. It is 50 gram balls. You get 164 yards. They are recommending a US 6 needle or a 4mm hook, which is a G. Hand wash, lay flat, too dry, don't wring, all the fun stuff. And we are retailing it for $9.50.
And we haven't ordered this in a while, and when we reorder it, the price may go way up. We have no idea, but again, what we have in stock is what we have. So a couple of things I'm noticing on when this. And there's. Do you want to read? Do you want me to read the little like? They have little like why they named yarns what they did. Sami means, and I'm just like, hey, Sami. No, but Sami means kindness in Quechua. the native language of the Andes. Sami is kind to both our skin and the planet as it is certified organic fiber. Grown on the coast and high jungle in Peru. This long-haired fiber is extremely soft. So I think it's the long-haired, like the long fibers can allow it to have this loose twist and still like all the goodness and everything. So the things I was noticing as Liz was reading the rest of the tag, the 164 yards, it's 150 meters. So it's a nice head math number in meters. Like 2 of these is 300 meters. But if your brain works in yards, then you could underestimate with the 150 because a meter is longer than a yard.
That's how that works. 10% to get yards.
Yeah. So to do the 164, I'd need a calculator for exact yardage, right? But that could be a way to like think if you take the 150, even if you're thinking yards, you're going to have more than enough yarn if you use that for your calculation of how many of these to get for a project. The other thing is it's cotton, but they still recommend hand washing. And that's because of the loose twist to this. It's so soft. When a cotton's super soft, like even though people say, hey, cotton, that should mean that it's not going to felt in the washing machine. It could get really fuzzy if it's soft. It could. There are other things. Washing machines are not delicate. So you might be okay putting it in the washing machine on delicate in a garment bag, but know that the tag says hand wash, even though it's cotton. So enter at your own risk. The same thing happens with the Juniper Moon Cumulus we have. Like I see it advertised for baby stuff like all the time, and I'm thinking, but it says hand wash on it. Like I always give people that caveat when they're buying it. I'm like, I've seen people use this for baby stuff all the time. Just know that there is the disclaimer on the tag that it may not hold up the best in a washing machine. And when I'm doing things for babies,
you might want to put it in a bag and
be careful with it.
Gentle cycle, and
we don't want to make claims on things that don't hold up. So we're working with the best information we have. Anyway, so this guy, I have blocked it. So I did the soaking and get as much water out as possible, blocking it. Honestly, I haven't washed it since because, and that's the deal with most of my sweaters, is they hang up as shop samples. I wear them, I air them out. I might spot clean if something crazy happens, like my no frills sweater. I spilled hot chocolate on because of my cat, and I just got it out as fast as possible, rather than like in-depth washing. And I think a lot of if you don't wear it against your skin, you may not need to wash it that often, but take care with it. Anyway. Yeah,
you always wear a t-shirt underneath yours.
I like live-in t-shirts, so
it kind of keeps the body oils and stuff a little bit more at bay.
All right, so the colors, and I feel like I don't know, what color do you have?
I have macadamia, and it looks like a macadamia nut.
It's like a soft tan.
Yeah,
it's really, really lovely. Some of these are new to the palette, and some of these are original. If there's one that's in this sweater, I will mention it. Let's stick with the neutrals. Let's keep going with the neutrals. So, why don't you? That's the other brown we have.
This is clay, and it kind of has.
It's kind of terracotta, but not red terracotta.
Yeah, it's brown, but with that burnt red kind of look to it.
It's kind of like that mud clay from construction sites and stuff.
Almost,
but it's like it's kind of a pottery color. This is a taupey gray. It's called Fossil, and it is
the main color of your sweater.
It is, but can you see it's a different dye lot?
It's a different dye lot.
It's such a different dye lot. Wow. Then I don't know if you can tell. The Fossil I used, or mine has bleached with the sun. I have no idea. But it is like, we didn't have the macadamia at first because we're like, we have this taupey gray, but that's much warmer. Fossil is the main color in the body of my sweater, but I can tell when I lay this on top. This is an example of like, it's been years, so the dye lot is different. The one in my sweater is a little bit cooler than the current dye lot. So just an example of different dye lots.
This one's chalk. It's natural.
Mm-hmm. It's like an off-white creamy. We've said before, white. I mean, with cotton, you would think you could get a whiter white. But often, like, bright, dazzling white needs to involve, like, bleach and stripping things. And that's not
Cotton
in this
doesn't
palette.
actually grow white.
Stereotypically, we all think it does. So, you know. But the natural is, like, chalk is a little off-white. Yeah. So. That one, is that moss?
This is 1804.
We have colors on the website. So I want to say that one is called like moss, but 1804 is the green that's in this.
And it looks like a different dye lot.
And it's definitely a different dye lot. So it's when the more natural a product is, the more chance that every time they dye it, it'll come out a little different. We do our best when you order from us. Not everything we have on the shelves may be the same batch. Might have 3 from one batch and like 10 from another. And then someone buys 5, and then we have 3 and 5. And so if you buy us out of a colorway, we will, I'm going to keep the ones from my sweater over here. We will check dye lots. And if we don't have all the same dye lot, we will contact you with options. Like, can we order fresh stuff? Can we not? Does it really look as different as like my sweater to the new dye lots, or are they really close? Or what are our options if we cannot supply you with all the same dye lot you need? We will contact you about that. So
this one's Lilac Lover, and it is lilac.
It is a really light purple. It's very, very pretty. Since you've done that one, I think Amethyst was the purple that was from the original palette. So I'm going to put it near that. You can see it is not super dark purple, but it's more of a medium purple.
They're both the same hue, just one's a darker side than the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So
this we have 2 skeins left. It is Deepest Ocean Blue, and it's the blue that's in Rebecca's sweater.
It is the blue that is like, I want to say that one we might have only needed 1 skein. I think
it's close, but I think it's a different dye lot.
I think it's all a different dye. We only have 2 skeins of it left right now. I want to say for my size, and I'm not the smallest size, I needed 1 skein of the blue and 1 skein of the yellow, which I'll do next, and 2 skeins of the green. I just barely needed the second skein to like maybe edge the sleeves or something, and 2 skeins of the fossil. So I think that's what happened with the sweater. It didn't need as much yarn as I thought it would. So, but it all depends on the size and how long you want to make it. This says 1805 on it. Like the older ones, before we put these online, we didn't necessarily have the color names on them. But when you look online, it will be a super vibrant yellow.
It's a pretty goldenrod.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what name they called it, but hopefully this will be recognizable online. And we have the color numbers on everything online, 1805. It's worth repeating because we haven't done it recently, but it's on all of our pages on our website. But use the drop-down menu to select the color. That will make the picture pop up as the big picture. If you click on a picture to see it, it will become the big picture on the screen, but it won't change what ends up in your cart. You really need to use the drop-down menu to see the color, because it'll change the picture for you, and to see what inventory we have. And double check what's in your cart once you put it there to make sure it's the thing you wanted to have in your cart. So that's the way our point of sale system works, unfortunately. I would love to have it be more intuitive, and when you click on the picture, it changes and does everything for you, but it doesn't. So these are the colors that are in my sweater that I did here. We have pulled together all kinds of different color combos for other people. And I don't think she's coming to us, but I don't know. Anyway.
This one is Pink Salt, and it's a pale pink salt. Peachy color.
It's a peachy, super pale color. Not to be confused with this bright pink we just brought in recently. And for us, recently is like a year or so ago. So, this is 1819. This is bubblegum. And it is like brighter than Hubba Bubba bubblegum. It is like I'm thinking about the cotton candy over in the Cascade 220, but it's even brighter than that. It's not quite a raspberry or anything. It's just a nice fluorescent hot pink. So, yeah. And wait. Because to keep in vein with the peachy, pinky stuff, this is Coral, 1808 Coral. And we've made a lot of Soldotna kits with this in the past. And we only have 2 skeins of this, we believe, in stock at the moment. That's all we could find. So it is absolutely lovely. And it is much more, like, that's more peachy. And this is more of a coral. It's very pretty.
Both of which go well with 1803 Seafoam.
That sea green color is just so pretty.
It's one of my happy places.
Like, all those light colors over there are super pretty. And then...
It's my favorite color.
Last but certainly not least...
It's Coconut Charcoal. Color number 1816.
It's black.
It's black.
Mm-hmm. They didn't have that when we first brought the palette in. And then I was like, oh, would help to have a black. Sure. So we have a ton of colors. I believe they're all in the online shop. If they're not, I will fix that before I publish this video. Again, it's $9.50 per skein. I think that's an awesome price point. It is only for 50 grams, but I think that is a great price point, and you get to save 15% this week. But it's only on what's in stock. If you need more, that'll be for another day. You can contact us, but we won't necessarily be able to move on that anytime soon. We could do some checking to see if it's still available, all that kind of stuff, but it won't be part of the sale this week. And it will be with the knowledge that we won't be ordering it for a little while. But we'd love to get it in for you, but it may not be possible right away. So, anyway, yes, I'm super comfy in this. There's a chance. It depends on how uncomfortable I am with the t-shirt hanging below it like this. But if I can get over that, I might be wearing this today.
Till at least lunchtime.
Till it gets too hot, even though it's short sleeves. So it is
just beautifully.
I can think of a whole bunch of summer tops that might be lovely in this. It is, like I said, it's a light DK. It might even work for sport weight, but, that is user caution.
And as always, test your gauge, because I want to say you had to change your needle size.
I feel like with almost every Caitlin Hunter project that I have made, I have had to change my needle size. And that could be the differences between how I knit and how she knits, and also that I'm not using the same yarn as her. Even for people who say, I am an on-gauge knitter, when you change the yarn, as I found out with this guy, if you use a different yarn than the pattern, it's fine, it's attached, than the pattern calls for, that in itself could drastically change how your stitches come out. So, when in, not even when in doubt, like, if at all possible, test your gauge. So.
Especially if it needs to fit.
Yeah, like a sweater. And I was worried, I think I had to go up to a 7 or bigger. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was bigger than a 7.
I think it was a 7. Yeah.
I think it was a 7. And I was worried that the color work, you'd see through it. And if you really try, you can. But overall, I think it looks lovely. So I'm very happy with this. All right. We have to go get ready for the day. Hopefully we'll have some, maybe if it's warm enough, we'll have some outside knitters today. That would be lovely. We hung out outside yesterday and it was lovely. And we will see you tomorrow for Dear Becky and Lizzie. If you have any questions for us, at this point, if you want to get them on tomorrow's show, you should email
Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com.
And we had a lovely sit and stitch last night. We had a couple new people, which was lovely. We will be doing virtual sit and stitch Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern U.S. time with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
That's how you get in on Zoom. And this Sunday, people were asking, the reminder that this Sunday, it's a week later than it usually is, but we will be having our dual platform virtual sit and stitch on Facebook Live and Zoom from 1 to 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. Sunday, April 23rd. And again, that shop phone number is how you get in to Zoom.
828-877-3550.
I was kind of like, should we say it again? Should we not? I don't know.
I was like, I can't read in her face whether I'm supposed to say it again. So
Panic! No, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you all tomorrow for a potentially slightly longer episode than the VSCs usually are. So, bye!